Hello, hello, happy Sunday. Oh, I see I have a problem here. Yeah, that may just have to be. I forgot I had that bra on. So, bra straps cross in the back, which forces them quite close to the collarbone. That don't look good, does it? Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi. I should look in the mirror before I start streaming. Maybe I'll leave myself a note. Look in the mirror. Okay, that was your chuckle for today. And who wants to be serious on such a beautiful spring day and a weekend to boot? A day maybe to be doing whatever you want to do, which is wonderful. Hubby has been watching cooking shows. For a man who has little appetite and doesn't like to eat, he can sit and watch the cooking shows raptly. I'm not real sure. I don't know what the attraction is. I think it's the process of making the food. Not that he wants to eat it, but I think he is looking at the process. He cooks a few things for us, but he has a repertoire, right? He handles mostly the browning of the spaghetti sauce meat and makes chili or spaghetti or it fries the bacon, makes the breakfast, that kind of thing. He does all the grilling outside on the grill, so he does his fair share of cooking. And I guess maybe there's this idea that there might be something beyond that. I don't know. I really don't. So he's been doing that all morning. I've been knitting on the sock. I should be knitting on the sock. I will talk a lot about Sock Bandit Sock while I'm working on the spinning that I decided to do instead of knitting on a stream today. But I did knit all this morning and of course therefore watched the shows with him and got very hungry. So I went and warmed up the chili that I had made and made some spaghetti to go with it. I don't know what style that is, Cincinnati style, Skyline chili style with spaghetti. And we had that, so that was good. Basically today is clean out the refrigerator day because I need to actually physically wipe the shelves and stuff, and there's a lot in there still. So today and tomorrow is eat up the leftovers day, and that was one of them. So I'm not hungry anymore. I have a cup of coffee, and I am going to praise my stash. I am going to praise my stash to high heaven. You know, I was plying this bobbin here. It is that Fiber Advent fiber, okay, on an Aura bobbin. And I had taken a second Aura bobbin and spun Blueface Luster that I had and the Romney that I had. And the bobbin, you can see, I'll show you when I go to the next camera, I don't have enough of that brown gray to finish the playing. And I forgot to go upstairs and look, right? I seriously forgot to go upstairs and look. But at the spur of the moment before stream, I decided to go look in the bag that I have sitting here. I have a duffel bag of fibers I want to spin next, right? Well, guess what? There was another bag of the Romney. I had bought 2. Let me get the card here. I think it's 4 ounces, but I will double check that. It is. It's 4 ounces. So I have already applied 6 ounces, right, between the Blueface Luster, which was 2 ounces, and 1 4 ounce, and now I need more. So I'm going to finish spinning. I was like, oh, hallelujah. I don't have to change to a different fiber. So I was really, really happy how that all worked out. That's just, that's just karma. Spinning karma. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing, is spinning some more on that bobbin, and then about halfway through the stream, I'll stop doing that. I'll start plying, and I don't know what's going to work out, how much is going to work out. I'm hoping what happens is, I know I'm not going to spin all 4 ounces today of the Romney, so I'm hoping there's Romney left on the bobbin, and it's all plied up, and I'll just finish the bobbin of Romney as a project. It's kind of nice having a neutral tone around to ply with. It really is. Hello, Knots. I'm doing good. How are you? How goes the Sock Madness sock? I knit on it all morning, and I'm not out of the balloons yet. I'm still in the balloons. I'm going to talk a lot about that while I'm spinning. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the camera with the spinning wheel. And you just decided not to do it? Okay. I thought you were, for some reason. I'm sorry. I thought you were. Let's go to the other camera here. I'm using my Aura, the great big bobbins, and this is what I have left over from when this bobbin I decided was full enough, right? So that's what it looks like, except that this is changing colors, lots and lots of different colors, because it's the Fiber Advent box fiber that I'm plying with, and it looks like this. Right now we're on yellows and greens, and if I can do this without it falling off, you can see I got oranges and yellows and all sorts of colors in there. You're just, oh, okay, you're just watching everybody else. Yeah, you made a wise choice. I'm not doing it either, really. Okay, so I don't have enough of this to ply with the multicolored bobbin yet, and so I found more, and I'm going to start spinning this. This is Romney. And I am pre-drafting this, but I'm not spooning this. This is, I'm pretty sure this is roving. What do they call it on the card? Where did I throw the card? I threw it. Here it is. They say comb top. I stand corrected. They call it comb top. It does kind of look. I'm so used to top being white, right? It's not this natural oatmeal color. This is not oatmeal. For some reason, this gray color gets called oatmeal. Now, I would not eat oatmeal of this color. That is the truth of it. I like my oatmeal, that nice tan color and milky. Lots of white milk. I mean, this was set up here for applying, so it's got a lot of pull in. Take a little less pull in here. I am spinning it worsted, and I chose to do that, I think, before I even looked to see that it was stopped. But it spins beautifully. I got this from at a show. It's called Solitude Wool, and it's in Virginia. I don't know if they sell fiber anymore or not online. So it's nice to take a break from the sock. I feel like I have spent an enormous amount of time on it and made so little progress. I am just stunned how long it is taking me to knit the balloons that are in the sock. I am probably 8 rows away from being done. I did 8 rows this morning. It took me 3 hours to do the 8 rounds. I have fixed a lot of my problems that I was having that was slowing me down in the beginning. But I don't seem to be going faster. I'm pretty sure I will go faster when I'm in just the background and the black of the girl holding the balloons. I think I will be faster then, but I have no hope of finishing a sock. And I have no desire to be on a team except maybe the cheerleading team. I would like that, but I don't know if they're going to be happy with what I'm knitting because I have really struggled with it. So there's always that possibility they'll say, no, sorry, you don't qualify. It's in their right. Here's some things I did to help. I was knitting on double pointed needles, and on top of being double pointed needles, they were pretty long. They were good for most double pointed needle projects, but I didn't really need that long of the needles for socks. My problem is that's all I had in the size 2. So I was knitting on those, and we are knitting all these multiple colors going across the row because it's intarsia and you carry the colors. You don't strand it, you carry them, and go from one color to the other, and then go backwards so that you pick up the color instead of stranding over so that it would be there where you knit the next time. That's the whole point to this, is you're on double pointed needles or whatever you want, but you go back and forth like you are knitting on straight needles. It's a sock though, and you don't want to seam a sock, so I mean, they're not going to seam a sock. They wrote the pattern that you knit back and forth. You have a knit side and a purl side. So anyway, every time I would, I had 20 stitches on each needle. I'd do 20 stitches, move it around. I would catch all these other colors that are hanging off, and they drop the needle. And I do have short, I'm not using balls of yarn, right? I have short, couple yard, and I didn't put them on a bobbin, I just wound them in balls, right? That's what they said, either that or a bobbin, and I wound them in balls. And they're getting tangled and tangled and tangled. This is the scenario a week ago. Maybe a little bit, as of 2 days ago, I got rid of the double pointed needles because about a week ago I decided to order a circular 9-inch number 2 needle. In fact, I ordered 2 of them. And that's just perfect for the 60 stitches in the round for the sock. And I have been knitting on that for the last couple days. It's much, much better. But I still had the problem that the little tiny balls of the different colors were just snarling up so bad it would take me 15-20 minutes to untangle them before I could do another round. So a couple days ago, I sit in a chair that has big big padded arms, right? And I came up with the idea that don't make a ball and have my length, my yard and a half. The most I have, I think, is 2.5 yards, and mostly it's about 2 yards or less. Just pulled out in a straight thing of fiber over the side of my chair. Now that sounds like, oh yeah, that could tangle up, but you'd be surprised because what happens is the strands are laid just a little bit separated going over that velour edge of the arm, and when I knit, I put my hand down on all those strands and I pull out just enough to knit the number of stitches I need to knit for the balloon. And then I put that down, and depending on which way I'm going, I have to twist it every color. The next color is there. All I have to do is kind of tuck the strand under there, do the twist, right, and go on. Now, what happens is, every once in a while, at the end of every session of knitting, so I knit for a couple hours. At the end of that, I take and I pull out every single strand and lay it down flat again so that it's loose away from all the others. And there's a few snarls or whatever, but you'd be surprised how easily a single strand pulls through that. It's kind of like embroidery floss, where you can pull out one or two pieces of embroidery floss, and it'll all bunch up there, but then the bunch up will smooth out and it's all fine. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and it's working a lot better. So that's a good thing. And I sit and knit for a couple hours at a time. My poor Newman misses my lap desperately. He'll jump up on the edge of the chair and sit there and lean. I'm going to sit on your lap until I finally have to say no, because I got this knitting project. So when I do finally put it up, the first thing he does is jump up in my lap, lay down, and I honestly, I think he's snoring in 5 seconds, right? It's like, zonk. He's such a silly cat. But the bottom line is, I am really I don't want to use the word upset. I'm just stunned that they picked this pattern for the qualifier. And, that fact has changed, or makes me wonder if the whole Sock Madness thing is going to change to something that I really am not capable of. In other words, are they upping the level, right, of everything? And instead of going through the process of having 26 teams with 20 people on them, they only want maybe 15 teams with 20 people on them. Maybe they don't want it to run so long, or something. Something in their decision to do that, use that sock, has changed from what I perceive they usually do, right? And I kind of wonder now if this is the last year or I also wonder if I'm even going to submit a picture. I know I have a couple days, but I'm not feeling real optimistic about submitting a partial sock. I don't believe they would even put me on the cheerleading team for that. I don't really know, but I've never had a partial sock. I've always had an entire sock, but not a pair, is what I've always been able to do. And I think, to me, that's their cheerleading. And what it means is, okay, so there's a lot of sock patterns, am I upset that I'm not going to get the patterns? Not really. I have so many sock patterns, I haven't begun to knit any number of them, right? There's just so many I have in books and flyers and yarn bands and online, and I don't need more sock patterns. So that's why I'm like, I think I may just disappear in the mist as far as Sock Madness goes. and not even sign up. I mean, send in a picture to try and qualify. I don't know. I keep thinking about it, and I will make my decision. We will be traveling this coming Thursday. We leave Thursday morning, which is something else I need to post on the Discord group so everybody knows I'm taking a vacation. I'm going to go to Florida, spend a little bit of time at my mom's house. Yeah. That means I have to do it by Wednesday night, because Thursday morning it's hard enough to get us out the door and drive basically 14 hours before we stop. So I may even give up before that. I have coffee. It's been a while since I've made tea for the stream, but I was thinking that, it's about time for me to make a pot of tea for the stream, right? And I have tea bread baking in my bread machine. It is a banana and strawberry. It uses an overripe banana, like banana bread does, and then it uses strawberry jam, which I have because I make it now and then, and I don't eat all that much of it. I've never put strawberry jam in my banana bread. I have the hiccups, sorry. So I don't know. I think it'll be good. I have no idea what I'm going to make out of this yarn with all its fiber, with all its color changes. Fiber is mostly next to skin. I'm not sure by putting this Romney in if it will be alright for a scarf, I'm pretty sure. Look for a scarf that has big blocks of color. Sure would be really pretty. It'd be like a rainbow scarf. So Friday night, hubby and I went to see Avatar. I'll tell you what, I walked out of that movie and I was like, man, I felt like I had been a million miles away. Very beautifully done cinema. The effects that I know they had to use some kind of whatever they do, animation type. It's not really animation, but digital, some kind of digital They had to do it because they, the Avatar natives, could ride the sea creatures like horses and ride them underneath water and stay under the water and for a limited amount of time. But it was, all that underwater stuff. I know they had to do digitally. I don't know. It was well done. It was 3 hours long. So I didn't expect that either. But I'm glad we saw it. Hi, Knitter. Nope. I'm doing more gray right now. I have probably a third of this size Ara bobbin of the Advent fiber left, so I need more. This is Romney. The amazing thing is I found more in my stash. I bought this. This is, this is top. I didn't do this. I bought it, but I was smart. I bought 8 ounces. So I have plied with 6 ounces so far. Well, maybe a little less, because there was fiber left on here. I didn't run it completely empty. This bobbin, I decided was full enough, right? So I went ahead and said, okay, I'm going to spin more gray, more Romney, and then I'll ply. I hope I will be plying later in the stream. I hope I get this done today. Have you? I didn't look at Discord. I did, I think 2 nights ago, but I saw where you had the piece of frame and the wheel. How's it going? So you were having a problem with something fitting, so you have gotten past that problem then? I'm assuming that's what you mean. That's wonderful. That is really, really cool that you can make that. Just took a bit of force. Okay. That's wonderful. After I get done here, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take my dill and my parsley and put them in their own little pots. I haven't decided. I think the petunia needs a little, or yeah, it's petunias. Needs a little longer. But I'm gonna wash that AeroGarden out good. Start over with fresh water again. It does pretty good because the pump is on for the 16 hours that the light's on, so that keeps the water moving. And it's a closed system. It's not open to a lot of air. But they say change the water at least every 2 weeks. I have not, so I know it's time to do that. It's really nice, but I'll bring the plants back inside, put them on my kitchen windowsill. I'm not gonna put them outside yet. It's not that nice yet. I hope I have potting soil. I think I do. I know I was potting some stuff a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty sure I still have potting soil left. I'm going to see if I can reach my shawl. I'm chilly. I didn't dress as warm. Oops. I guess I need this. I just started talking without my headset on. That didn't make sense. I didn't dress as warm as I usually do, or have been, for to stream. Okay. That's better. I don't know what hubby's watching. He's just laughing. Makes me smile to hear him laugh. He's a somber soul. I'm the one that my my grandson was trying to tell me jokes yesterday. it was adorable. Yeah. We took him to the Mega Cavern, and you drive through. This cavern's amazing. I actually found out it was man-made. I don't know when, because they mined limestone out of it. So it just made this huge cavern because they limed the they mined the limestone away. But it's a cavern because there's still ground above, and there's houses and everything on it. It's been there forever, so evidently it's stable. But anyway, they put on various and sundry different kinds of shows. Like at Christmas time, they decorate it with Christmas lights, and you drive through and see the Christmas display and all that. This one is dinosaurs, and they are animatronic, and they roar, and they move their tails and mouths, and you go through the different periods of dinosaurs by going through a quote-unquote time warp, which is all these lights and everything. It was, he loved it. Oh man, he really had a wonderful time. It's too bad it has to be you can move as slow as you want to, but you gotta keep moving, right? I did take a lot of pictures. Maybe I'll put a few in the photo section on my Discord, but it was fun. It was really fun. It just costs a little bit too much to do it very often, if not just once, you know. Anyway, we had a really good time with him yesterday. We took him through that, and then we went to eat at a pizza place, and took him home. He's turning 11. Oh wait, I don't leave for another week. This Thursday is just his birthday party at Great Wolf. I've got another whole week before I go to Florida. It's just that I don't have another whole week before the Sock Madness is over. That's right. Oh, that's good. I'll get a few more things done then. Anyway, we are going up Thursday to the Great Wolf Lodge for his birthday. It's going to be fun. Hard to believe he was born March 1st as a preemie. He was 6 weeks early. And you wouldn't know it now. He's going to be tall like his dad. really hard to judge how much I need. I could have done the math, weighed it and all that, but, figure out how much fiber I have, but that never works for me. It always ends up not enough. This stuff spins so fast. It does. It just flies. I think I'm getting enough twist in it. From the way it plied with the other part. I got a tip on my throat, sorry. Kind of feels like I got a little bit of fiber in there. My apologies. Good grief. Oh, allergy season is upon us, I think. I don't really get the sniffles. I don't have too much trouble because I've lived in the Ohio Valley here all my life. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but I don't have too much trouble with allergies. I wonder if it's going to take the whole 4 ounces of this. Oh my goodness. That ended up being a lot of ounces on that bobbin if it does. Oh. I was thinking I missed something yesterday, but that's right, it was put off till May, I think. I'll tell you, I don't trust my memory on anything anymore. It's getting really bad. I try writing stuff down. It isn't that so much, you know, I just, sometimes I don't even remember to check the memory aids. Oh, I go to the dentist tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. I just gotta look something up. I just thought about something. I'm gonna look at something here. My hubby, he is lucking out, I'll tell you. The other fiber fair that's in Indiana, it's in Portland, Indiana. It's March 10th and 11th. March 10th and 11th. We're leaving for Florida the 7th. So I can't go to that one either. Wow. This is probably a good thing, but it's kind of sad. Hey, May, how are you? Happy Sunday, welcome. I am spinning Romney wool. This is natural color, sort of a gray brown. And I needed more to ply with a bobbin, which I probably will start doing here pretty quick. I just was doing some extra of this because I ran out. Uh-oh. The only thing spinning is roulette. Oh, man, that is something I have never done. Not the gambling part, but I just don't, I don't, I've never bet on roulette. I barely play cards, the blackjack. I have some, but I'm a slots. I just play the slots if we are at a casino. That's pretty funny though. I don't think that's quite the same. I do want to go to Vegas. I've been twice, but I was young and broke both times, and so did very little. And it's not saying I'm going to spend a lot of money. I don't want to go for the gambling. I want to walk around. I want to see all of the casinos, and I want to check out as many restaurants as I can afford, whatever shows I might want to do, more of that kind of entertainment than the gambling, but it takes money too, I know that. 2 to 5 times a year and never that much. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's not a lifestyle for us either. Just an occasional fun thing to do. Of course, where I live, horse racing is more the big gambling thing. Although you can go to the track and watch the races without gambling. It's not required. Which I have done a number of times. The difference is casinos want you to come in and they don't charge you. They'll charge you for a room maybe, or what I'm saying is you can walk into a casino and not pay anything, I think, in most cases. Whereas you go to a horse race, you have to pay an entrance fee. I mean, you have to pay to get into the track. So that is different. Oh, you got, well, good job. Isn't it fun when you win? I know, it's really fun when you win. I like to go play the penny slots, and then you win maybe $10, and the slot is like ding, 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 over and over and over for a long time. Everybody thinks you won a whole bunch of money, and all you won was $10 because you were playing penny slot. But a penny slot is misleading now. They have 200 lines, right? So your each pull is $2 or something like that. I mean, seriously, they get your money. They get your money one way or another. When casino first came close to us years ago, it was only allowed on a riverboat on the river. The boat had to actually leave the dock, go out, and you could gamble while it was away from land. It's kind of like you can gamble on cruise ships when they're out in the high seas, right? But right, so if you went, there were only certain periods of time you could get on or off the boat because they actually did cruise up and down the river. And so it was so weird, right? It was so weird. Now it's land-based gambling is allowed, and so they kept the boat for a while, and then they finally got rid of the boat and built a building and made it permanent. But it was really an interesting experience years and years ago when it first was coming to this area. And that was before I ever went on a cruise, so I was always fascinated by it. You could feel a little bit of the rocking of the boat and everything. Now, of course, the cruise ships, you can feel that if the weather's bad, and I have experienced that more from the cruising than anything else. But all right, let's apply this. Let me finish this off here and see what we got. Let's see if this will apply what I need to apply. If not, I got more fiber. I can spin more. But I got about 40 minutes left, so let's see if I have time. Maybe I can do all the playing. Kind of got a jazzy beat going in the music. That's nice. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Let me bob it. Ooh, this leader's all messy. There we go. Yeah, it's got better. I mean, as they built the building, they built a hotel and became more of a complex as opposed to just a single destination thing. Okay. Give me the end here. There we go. Well. Alright. Making yarn. Needs a little song to go with it. Or something. My favorite alcoholic beverage is... depends on... I don't know, depends. I like cocktails. So, you know, if I want just a light, refreshing cocktail, it's gin and tonic. If I am serious, it's a Manhattan. You know, serious as in I want a good amount of alcohol. That's, you know, on the average, I drink beer once every couple weeks, and wine, you know, same way, so it's not frequent. And if I drink wine, it's usually Merlot. Beer is usually stout or porter. So, yeah, I'm not a fussy drinker. One of the really, really, really nice things about being retired happened in the pandemic during the 2020s. Fortunately, I was retired during that time. I'm still retired, but I was retired by then. And, you know, we couldn't go out. We couldn't go out to eat. We couldn't go out and do anything. So we started making cocktails here at the house. That's what got us started into doing that, so... Cocktails on the porch is a thing at our house, but not every day. Has to be nice weather, and we have to not be going anywhere or doing anything. So when we go to restaurants, I'll take a look at their cocktail menu, and sometimes I see ones that, I mean, they'll list the ingredients, right? So I'll see the ingredients. They won't give the ratios, but I can figure that out. And copy them at home. Denmark is big on drinking? Huh. Well, you know, I don't really think of... I mean, I think the U.S. is a big on drinking, but I think a vast majority of it is beer or wine. More beer, probably, but yeah. It's common. Well, yeah. I mean, yes, in our big cities, you see that. We see that too. I just live in the country, so I don't see it. I better not see it. I don't want anybody walking down my lane. Let alone driving. Is Denmark like the other Scandinavian countries like Finland and stuff like that? That's big on vodka. A lot of vodka drinks. Nuts, yes, I know. I have looked those up. Thank you. I agree. And I have splurged on a couple cocktail books too, which is fun. And I don't know, do you have Amazon Unlimited reading? There, that Amazon Unlimited, I don't pay for it anymore. I was there for a while. I think I got it as a freebie for a while, and I kept it for a while. But you can, it's like borrowing books from the library, is what it is. You can borrow, you can have up to 10 books. And I had a couple cocktail books in there too, but of course I sent those back. I doubt very much our library would have anything. I haven't really looked, but you know, there's not too much difference in your basic bartending cocktail type book. They all pretty much have the same thing. The one thing, let's see, let me think of what the name of that was. Hurricane. Okay, so we just had Fat Tuesday and Ash Wednesday, right? For which is New Orleans tradition. Is the drink called a hurricane, and it took me. I had to look that one up online. None of my cocktail books had a hurricane. It must be so specific to New Orleans. But in fact, last Tuesday we made hurricanes and drank them in honor of Fat Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, come on. How can you have 3 vodka bottles and you're not into vodka? Maybe that's for your guests, right? Not drinking, just sitting in your bar. Okay. Well, I only have one vodka, so you're more into it than I am. We don't. I'm trying to think what vodka drink we make. Um, I don't know. Probably likes to drink an old fashioned. We don't care for tequila. We don't drink much tequila at all. Um, every once in a while, I want a margarita, but I have to be where it's really hot. I have to be in the Caribbean. I'll drink them on cruises and stuff, but not at home. But the Hurricane uses the two different rums. It uses both the dark and the light, and it uses orange juice and pineapple juice, and it's supposed to use passion fruit juice, but we didn't have that, so we just did the orange juice and a little bit of lime juice was also in the recipe. I like a well-stocked bar. I keep my bar stocked pretty good, but that's because we're so far from a liquor store. Um, but the Hurricane was really good. It was very good with the 2 rums. That's another one. I mean, we don't drink much tequila and we don't drink much rum. And it was nice to have a... See, I would not be fond of rum and coke, the standard call drink for rum. It was a good rum drink. Why have liquor stores? Yeah, they license liquor. So, grocery stores don't want to mess with... Some states have alcohol. You can get beer and wine at a grocery store in Florida when we go down there. You can get some alcohol. But most of the time, they put alcohol in a separate store. Even connected with the grocery store. There'll be a separate store right next door. Any number of grocery stores do it that way. Walmart wouldn't do it because of their quote-unquote religious background belief. I believe that is more a Walmart policy than the fact that the state won't allow it. The state would probably allow it. I mean, they'd issue them a license the same way they'd issue. And you know what? I think Walmart sells wine. I think they sell wine. I say that, and I can't remember for sure. I don't shop much at Walmart. The drinking age is so weird. You can't drink under 21. I know. The military age being 18 and then not being able to drink till 21 is a dichotomy that has been discussed forever here in the U.S., but they haven't changed it. I think Canada allows 18-year-olds to drink, but I'm not 100% sure. I have a family member that has property in Canada and has teenage kids, and I'm thinking that they would be able to drink up there, but not down here. Yeah, huh. Well, they figure if you can't buy it, you won't be drinking it, but that's not true. We know that. There's no logic to that. But how do you get over a hangover? Who said I would drink that much? I don't. I'm old. I can't stay awake that long. I joke. Hubby could tell you a few times I've been hungover. And no, I have no tips for getting over it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, but you don't think it's working. Yeah. Well, you know the standard rule, don't mix cocktails and beer and wine. Stick to just one. That's probably the only tip I know. Eat while you're drinking. Drink water. Yeah, all of that. It doesn't work, does it? People have different tolerances for it, too. You know, quantity of alcohol affects people differently. Well, I think it works. I live by that. I do live by that rule. See, you know, this is the thing. So you're out on the town and you're having a nice date, or you're having a nice get together or whatever. So you have pre-dinner cocktails. But then you go and you're having pizza, so you want to drink beer. No. Or you go and you're having Italian and they want to serve you a nice red wine. No. Stick with the cocktail. You know. If you know what you're going to be eating later on, get the beer or wine instead of the cocktail. I don't know. I do live by the don't mix rule. Even at home. If I have a beer in the afternoon or whatever, it will not be a cocktail night here. You know. Ooh, I'm into the yellow. This is such a bright sunshine yellow. Yeah, well, and then you turn around and drink the whole bottle of wine and you're going to have a hangover the next day, you know, if you drink the whole bottle by yourself. So, no. Quantity also counts. Right? Being the only driver, too, curtails my drinking out. I do my drinking at home. See if I can get this camera to focus on this yellow. This camera just doesn't like to focus on the wheel very much because it moves. And so it makes it blurry. You can kind of see the yellow coming there. AMA, isn't it late there for you? You have a work day tomorrow? Not trying to chase you away, just being a mother. No. I appreciate your company. It's been good talking to you. Haven't seen you in a while. That is one of the cool things about streaming. You know, you see people and you remember them, and they pop up again sometime. So in Denmark, before we go to clubs or other parties where you get really drunk, we holder for fast, which means we drink before the club to where you're already drunk. Pre-party. Is that normal in the U.S.? No. I don't know. I don't go to clubs. It might be in the younger crowd. I don't know. You drink before. The only reason I can see drinking before is that, you know, it's cheaper, right? When you're paying for drinks in a club, those are expensive. And if you get yourself 2 or 3 drinks in you before you go to the club, obviously you're ahead that much money. Does that make sense? I would see it more as an economic thing, as far as instead of a attitude thing. But then if people really are going to, you know, have a really dance and have a good time and be social, and you want to feel a little good, right? So you have a couple drinks. I can also see that. But it is not something I do. I don't know in general U.S. It very much might be. It is cheaper, and it's part of the reason. But also we get food and play drinking games and have fun, meet up before clubs. Well, drinking games are fun. I will give you that. Gosh, I heard a drinking game. I heard about a drinking game before, but I forget what it was. Now I forget what it was. Anyway, yeah, you have you're partying, you're just partying. Clubs open late anyway, so if you want to get food and have food together and all that, you're going to be doing that before the clubs open anyway. Somebody was talking about it yesterday, and I cannot remember, because all I remember is saying was, yeah, that's a good thing if you have like 11 people, or you have a whole bunch of people because something eliminated you. I can't remember how that went. I don't remember now. I apologize. I shouldn't have brought it up, but it triggered a memory when he talked about drinking games. Oh, I need to take a finger break here. My hands are getting cramped. Well, I didn't say there wasn't one. I'm saying my crowd is not that kind of, because I technically I don't have a crowd. That is one thing that the pandemic sort of dispersed everybody that we used to see and get together with, and it never reassembled. So at this point in time, hubby and I don't do too much, except for possibly if we go to a bar, we may sit at a bar and talk to the people that are sitting at the bar, and that's fun and it's social, and we have a lot of fun doing that, but it isn't a planned party. It's not a group of friends that plan to get together, right? These are random, I don't know if I want to call them acquaintances or just, running into each other. You won't ever see them again. And we're comfortable talking to strangers like that. We don't have any trouble with that. Obviously, I'm sitting here talking to strangers, right, all the time. It doesn't bother me. But I can't say that that's true. That's just true of hubby and I. It's not. I have no idea what the social scene is across the U.S. So don't base it on my lifestyle in this particular case. That is absolutely right. Yeah, that's what we like too, and we frequently, and see, we do that on cruises too. Now, if you're on a cruise for a week, you have the option of running into the people and talking to them again if you want to, right? At least during that week. But most often we don't. And the cruise ships are so big we don't even usually see them again. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, that's the whole thing about cruise ships. Talking to strangers. Holy mackerel, this is going to take longer than I thought. I'm not going to get it done during the stream unless I sit here overtime. Overtime, pay me extra. Until he wasn't? Uh-oh. Okay. I am sorry that happened to you. I'm not sure I want to hear the story. If there was alcohol involved, that is one of the risks you take. People, how they react to alcohol and stuff. And we have run into that. Where it got uncomfortable and we just said goodbye. don't know if I would like to be a bartender or not. I've often thought about that because have talked to so many bartenders. They all talk to you if they have the time, right? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that could be the alcohol. But that that's also part of the fun is talking to the bartenders. Um, and we've done our fair share of that too. But if I was working as a bartender, I don't know if I could handle the way people are when they drink. I don't, just might have trouble keeping my mouth shut. That's all right. I am happy that I'm not working. I am happy to do my drinking at home and make my cocktails at home, and I can make them any way I want, whatever I want. Keep a well-stocked bar. You couldn't be, too many drunk people to deal with. I agree. I was going over with my grandson yesterday when we had him, and we were driving around and he was reading all the restaurant signs, and it would say restaurant and bar. He'd say, well, I can't go in there. It's got a bar. And, I was explaining to him, and then he came across seafood bar. And he says, well, I can't go in there. They have a bar. I said, no. That just bar is used for any display of a particular type of something. So, if you have a seafood bar, you are having a area where you can go and pick up any kind of seafood they have on that bar to eat, right? He was just assuming if it said bar that it meant alcohol. He's going to be 11 next week. He's definitely underage. He can go in a bar. Of course, he can't be served. I don't know. I think some bars have an age limit. They'll post on the door, must be 21. So not all bars. Kids can't go in all bars if it's posted. But if it's a restaurant, yes, you can go. If it's a restaurant that has a bar, it doesn't matter. They can go in there. But that's what he was trying to figure out. Plus the fact that they use the word bar for non-alcohol stuff too. Salad bar. That's a classic. but the bar can. Yes, that's exactly right. Oh, yes. Thank you. I am on my way out also. But it's been great talking to you. Check in whenever you can again, AMA. Take care and have a good week. Week tomorrow, starting tomorrow. I was going to check Twitch and see who's streaming. Okay. I think Mrs. Beekeeper is working on her master spinning. I think I want to go check in on her a little bit. Checking the rest here. Oh, JK. I wonder how long she's going to be on. All right. I got to plug in here. Oh, she's not spinning. She's crocheting. And then, oh no, that's her Be Right Back screen. Huh. You're telling. Let's see what JK's doing.
Some buzz for the summer.
So she got her hair done.
It feels so much better. The dyed ends up front. Okay, first off, it was down to here. It had been a year since I'd had any haircut, and the blue that was my bangs, which I bleached this time last year and then dyed different colors. It was down to here, and about that much at the bottom of it was just knotting on itself. So it had to get done. Like, it needed cut.
Okay. I am going to go raid JK. Everybody, take care. I will be back Tuesday morning, and I will be knitting. I have to knit on the sock. So, let's go to raid. CO. That's not the right command. Let me try this. It doesn't either. Oops. All right, it's working. We're heading that way. I'll talk to you on Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Have a good start of the week. Bye.